Shawna and Jody here with Real Sisters, Real Talk.
We're glad to have you joining us as we talk about growing in our faith with God. Hey, welcome back to Real Sisters, Real Talk. We are so glad to be together today. My name is Jody, and I'm here with my sister Shawna, and we have not gotten to connect for a few weeks. So, Shawna, how are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you for asking. I love summer so much, Joe. It's like I'm solar powered. I'm meant for
I know you are.
heat. I just love it. We live in Michigan right now, but when we lived in Arizona, we had a pool in the backyard. I loved that. And I would be laying out by the pool, not even in the water. My husband would come out of the air-conditioned home to ask me a question, and he couldn't even stand there and have a conversation with me because the bottom of his feet would be burning. And I'm like, totally in my happy place, sitting in the sun. So yeah, summer makes me very happy, and lots of sunshine makes me very happy. And I don't know what the weather's like there. I haven't been watching California, but we've had some pretty extreme heat, and I'm here for it. I'm all about it.
What would extreme heat be for you in Michigan?
For West Michigan, summer 90s, like mid 90s is pretty hot with the humidity,
but also
and
humid. Yeah, right. Yeah, we've had, honestly, we were kind of spoiled. We had a warm early spring, but then summer has been really nice, except for this last week. We hit 90 yesterday, and
it's toasty.
Yeah. So yeah, it's been toasty, and it's been humid, which is not, I think, our normal.
Right.
And so yeah, it's been pretty warm. So, but summer's been great. It's been good. You just came back from vacation?
I did. And on this vacation, I have to tell you, it was the first week that the kind of extreme heat hit here. And I was on Lake Michigan, right at the lake shore. And every day on the beach, well, first of all, it was like 10 degrees cooler right on the shoreline than what it is.
Yes.
Even if you go like 5 minutes inland, it was much, 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 much warmer. So you have the breeze off of the water and all of that. So I had 5 days of just sitting with my feet in the sand and a good book in my hand and the sun on my face and the sound of lake waves, not ocean waves, but lake waves lapping in. And I've learned to enjoy that and delight in that.
Yes.
I was a little snooty when I first moved here. I got really upset anytime anybody said they were going to the beach. I'm like, no, you're not.
You're going to the lake.
But I've calmed down. I've been here for 15 years now, and I've calmed down quite a bit. But so that was one of the things. But the other thing is, being on vacation, we were in such a remote area that we didn't have cell phone coverage. Like literally my phone, I didn't even know that it does this, but if there is a place where you can go where your phone just says SOS, meaning nothing's coming in and nothing's going out unless like there's a severe emergency and you've got to send out an SOS signal or something. So yeah, we were very off the grid, and it was really, really good.
You were, because I sent a few texts, and I would get like random texts if you were out for dinner, like, "Oh, sorry, didn't have reception." So,
yeah, I mean, there were just pockets, we're like, we have it. No, we don't. Just kidding.
Nope.
And it wasn't bad. I'm not mad.
That's a good vacation. It's real quiet.
A good vacation. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
the
glad.
other thing that was, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, you said that you were in the sand, feet in the sand, reading books.
Mm-hmm.
Like, did you read multiple books? One book?
I had an indoor book,
fun
and I
book,
had an outdoor book.
Yes.
So my indoor book, I didn't want. It's just it's really nice. It's Clark's book.
Oh, like you didn't want it exposed.
Yes. Like it's Clark's new book about Genesis, and it's in a hardcover. And I was like, it's so nice. I don't want to take it out to the beach. So that was my in the cottage book. And then my on the beach book was a book called Soul Care by Dr. Rob. Let me see. Reimer. Have you read that?
Oh. I have heard of Soul Care. I have not read that. No, but I need to put it on my list. Do you recommend it? Let's first start there.
Highly.
Excellent.
Here, let me tell you how much I recommend this book. I recommend this book so much that immediately after I finished it, I got another one of his. I got the Leader's Guide, and I'm looking into maybe going to a conference of his and receiving some training directly from him, if not online, in person or online. Yes, I want to learn more from this guy, because it was an easy book to read. It was a great book to read, but there were, I want to use the first word that came to mind was disciplines. And then the next word that came to mind was practices, but it's so much more personal and relational than that those words don't seem like they fit as well. There are experiences that he tees up for you with God to help you to take care of your own soul and to literally live in the freedom that was won for us on the cross. He addresses things like generational sin and forgiveness and healing. The differentiation between, like, you can forgive someone completely and it is done, but there's still healing that needs to take place. Like, if you hit me with your car, don't ever do that, Jodes, but if you hit me with your car, I would forgive you. Of course I would forgive you. I would still need to heal from whatever damage was done to this frail body of mine because your vehicle, ran into me, right? So
for sure.
He just does a great job of explaining, like, it doesn't mean that you haven't forgiven if there's still pain there. There's forgiveness, and then there's healing. And yeah, it's just so much more. Deliverance, just being spiritually aware and connected to God himself. It was so good on so many levels. So yeah, highly recommend.
I love it. So you said, like, he tees up experiences. So does that mean, like, at the close of a chapter, he'll say, here's a practice you can do, sit with this. To me, that is the most powerful way to encounter a book, because you don't, I like collecting information. I have found this about myself. I like collecting information, but then I have a hard time doing anything with it. So sometimes, like, I almost do information overload, and it's like, oh no, I need to actually shut things down so that my brain can process the information that I've collected. And so this type of book helps me do that, which I like, okay, let's do this practice. Or, like, if I find myself in a situation where I'm like, oh, I need, to practice forgiveness, I can actually go to that practice that he taught. And so is it like that kind of useful kind of stuff?
It's that kind of useful.
Okay.
So I feel like the opportunities that he gives us to connect with God in a very meaningful way, they kind of like shake all the knowledge that's up in your knower, up in your head, and drop it down into your life, right? Into your soul and your heart. So here's an example of what it would look like. After the chapter on forgiveness, he said, just take a minute. I'm sitting on the beach and this is happening, right? Like, just take a minute and just jot down all the people that you need to forgive right now. And I'm like, probably not a lot.
I'm feeling pretty good right now.
I start writing, and I made a list, and I was like, holy cow, am I holding on to some unforgiveness, right? And then the whole chapter is about how, like, the first key in being able to forgive somebody else is remembering what Jesus did for you and how forgiven you are, like how that sets the table for you to, you get to the point, right? Just like the debtor in scripture who his, debt was forgiven, relieved, like, go. And then he runs into somebody who owes him and is like, has him put in jail because he can't pay off or whatever. And it's like, when you take an honest look, if you're willing to do that, at how much you've been forgiven, it just opens up the gate to be able to forgive other people more honestly, more genuinely. You feel reluctant even and hesitant to hold on to unforgiveness. It's like, I have no right.
Yeah. And I like in that too, forgiveness, if somebody is, hurt you physically or emotionally, whatever, and it's not a safe relationship, that doesn't mean you have to be in relationship with them, but it does mean you need to let them go. You need to release them into the hands of God and not hold on to that. And what a healing thing. I have to tell you, like, we aren't even partway into this conversation. I want to hear more about this, but I literally am going on vacation in about a week, and I am going to order this book and take it with me, because I feel like that would be the right time to work through it when I'm present and
Mm-hmm.
not rushing for something else.
Yeah, I probably read the first half of the book, maybe not quite half, before I went on vacation. And so I had different paces, like, picking it up at the end of a work day or whatever. And the first half of the book, my experience in the first half was really different from my experience in the second half, just because I sat in it, and I had the space to be able to do the work and do the processing. And it wasn't spread out. It was pretty condensed, right? Like I was just pounding this book and devouring it while doing the work and just really sitting in the whole concept of it. And one of the things that stood out to me as I sat with it was how many times he asked the question, where are you taking your hunger? Where are you taking your hunger is a question that he asks a lot. It's a question that the Lord asks of us. Where are you taking your hunger? Because all the soul care principles, they're all ways to have our needs met in the Lord. And I think one of the things that reading this book really revealed to me, Jodes, is how many places I go to for satisfaction, to have my hunger satisfied and to have my hunger filled. In fact, actually, this just came up yesterday. So, sometimes you have an encounter with someone who, for whatever reason, is not having a good day. And they are not regulating their feelings and their emotions, and they're not taking them before the Lord. And it comes out sideways, and it comes out at you, and you did nothing to deserve it. So I had one of those experiences yesterday. And I've done the work to be able to know how to process that. I don't necessarily take it really personally. Sometimes you can, but yesterday was just one of those days where I was like, this is actually not about me. We, had a healthy conversation about how I was being treated and how it wasn't about me and how it wasn't okay for me to be treated that way. All the things, right? But the conversation comes to an end, and it was it might have been 15 minutes later that I was like, you know what? I'm going to buy those pants I was looking at. And I pull it up on my phone. Yeah, where I'm going with this. Right? So, okay, I've been looking at this pair of pants. The reason I haven't bought them is because they're very similar cut to something I already have. They're a different fabric. The ones I have are denim. These are like cotton, but they're so similar. It would really be a repeat item. And I'm like, I don't really need the thing. And that's why I haven't pulled the trigger to date. But 15 minutes after being treated poorly, having this stinky circumstance, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to do it. And I, in that moment, was able to, instead of grabbing my credit card, get curious and just say, Lord, why did I have that thought right now? Where's that coming from? And he brought me back to this, where are you taking your hunger? And it's kind of like this. I thought, well, somebody was stinky to me, so I deserve something good. So I have this need to be valued. I have this desire to be valued, and I wasn't. And so I'm going to value myself. And I'm going to buy this pair of pants. And trust me, I get that this sounds stupid. I really do. But this is real life. And these are the places that we go where we settle for some kind of counterfeit. And it's not, so I wasn't even thinking about it afterwards. And I was thinking, what did it cost? What would it cost me? Because it's way more than just the price of the pants, plus shipping, plus whatever. Like what it was going to cost me was I was about to choose a counterfeit. I was about to settle for a quick hit of dopamine and, to buy something that probably year and a half from now, I would end up donating. But I would miss, what it would really cost me is I would miss God meeting my real need in that moment.
Exactly. Yeah. So then, so what does that look like? I mean, I think just to kind of go through some other ideas of what could be something that we turn to when we want to, feel like we have value, or pamper ourselves because we've been mistreated, or whatever it is, like whatever that thing is that we're searching for. So we could go to the pantry or the refrigerator, right? I want some ice cream. I deserve some ice cream. Or even like, I've talked about this before, but when I used to be, run the Children's Student Ministries, this is years and years, like over 10 years ago. And we would have such a busy week with Vacation Bible School. And it was like, I deserve a donut every day because I work hard. But it didn't make me feel good. It didn't actually satisfy what I needed. It actually made me feel gross. But I had a donut every day because I thought I deserved it. And I'd worked hard and it was earned. So yes, retail therapy, we talk about that. Even just knowing something's coming in the mail, that's kind of exciting. Turning to that. Food, it could be a treat. It could be alcohol. It could be, honestly, I wonder if it's even like sometimes turning to people who will say what you want them to say.
That's exactly what I was just thinking. Yeah, the person who's going to say, that's so wrong. That person shouldn't have treated you that way, and just kind of hype you up in an ungodly way.
Yep. So there's lots of things we can turn to. I'm sure like people can think of a lot of different things that they do. In fact, I would even say like hit pause a second and think about, ask the Lord to show you what you do, what you turn to instead of turning to God. But then, Shawna, can you tell it what it looks like? Tell us what it looks like or looked like yesterday, even as you made the decision to not look for that dopamine hit, but to bring it to the Lord. Like, what does that look like?
Yeah. It required me to get honest with myself and see, that was tempting. Like it was really tempting to I'm just going to go buy myself something,
Yep.
So it required me to be honest with myself about me, but it also required me to be honest with God about me. It was so much more relational than transactional. Buying the pair of pants would have been transactional.
Yeah.
But getting honest and getting vulnerable with God became relational. And, that pair of pants wasn't going to tell me, I see you. I see you. I know what you went through. And it wasn't right. And I get it. And I'm here. And I love you. And I've got good plans for you. And you know what I mean? And even things like the things that came to mind then when I spent time with the Lord were things like, can you just take a second and look how far you've come? Because how would have this situation impacted you, 5 years ago or 10 years ago? A pair of pants wasn't going to take me on a journey of remembrance of where I've been and what the Lord has taught me, right? Like, it's just so silly. When I chose to take my hunger, honestly, to God, it created deeper intimacy in my relationship with Him.
Yeah. So that can look simply like, even as you go to the computer and you recognize this moment, to just stop. And it's not like it has to spend an hour and a half, but it can just be, Lord, I'm searching for recognition. I'm searching for value. I'm searching for love. I recognize that right now. And so, Lord, would you help me to see how you are, all of those things? Can you give me eyes to see myself the way you see me, Lord? Just even that like real moment. Does that sound fair?
Yeah. And the thing is, for me, how this looked last night, it didn't look like me going to my quiet place and getting on my knees and pulling out my journal. It looked like me pulling the sheets off the guest room bed and, throwing them in the washing machine and getting ready for a company that's coming this weekend. But just all the while doing the things, spending that time with the Lord and having an ongoing conversation with Him as He was bringing revelation. He was bringing understanding of what was happening at a deeper level. And it was very normal. Like life was happening. Does that make sense?
Yes. So it was in the activity. Okay, you know what? I just thought of another way that we turn to other things instead of the Lord. Like, so you're changing sheets and you could have put some headphones in and blasted some music or put a podcast in or things that would distract your mind from dealing with it instead of being in the quiet and just having that conversation with the Lord while you're changing sheets, right? So there's even these distractions we can do. So I love that because that so often, when I talk all the time about relationship with God, and that's literally what that is. It's when you're vacuuming the house, just having that conversation with the Lord, being present with him, being aware of his presence, just kind of bringing what you're thinking to him like you would to a friend. So it doesn't have to look like what you said. I'm going to sit down with my journal and, set my timer for 20 minutes and I'm going to spend this time and God's going to meet me here. And I mean, yes, he will. And we do need those times too, but it is just being in relationship with him, conversation with him, being honest with what you're feeling with him, which also helps you be honest with what you're feeling with yourself. So I love that. That's so good.
And on a really practical level, there were other pieces, so one of the things that God revealed to me is, online shopping is a real temptation for you. This is where you take your hunger. So do I want that to be easy for me? Or do I want to complicate it? I definitely want to complicate it. Like I want there to be more steps between me and click purchase. So things like, I started unsubscribing to, the texts that tell me when there's a flash sale, because trust me, they don't want me to miss that they're having a flash sale. They're hoping, somebody treats me crappy this afternoon too, so that I take advantage of their flash sale, right? Like all of marketing is set up strategically to be able to find you where you are, and it's a hook, right? That hook that pulls you in. So it's like, I need to unsubscribe to some texts that I'm receiving. I unsubscribed to emails last night for a while, just like create distance. You know what I mean? Like if you're really tempted by alcohol, you shouldn't have a cold one in the fridge waiting for you.
Yep.
Right?
Period. Like yes.
Yeah. So I think that's one of the things that's just so incredibly kind and beautiful about the Lord is that he will reveal to us where we take our hunger. And then, yes, it was important that I had that moment with the Lord and that I got honest and vulnerable with him. But there are also some really practical steps that we can take to guard us against, lead us not into temptation, deliver us from evil.
Yeah. I love that because I was thinking even like I've noticed, especially lately in this last few months, I mean, maybe 6 months, like one of those ads will come up and I'll be like, oh, let's look. And oh, this is such a good deal. And oh, the grandkids could like this. And, I'll put a bunch of stuff in my cart, but I don't press purchase. I leave it in my cart and I walk away. And I might like the next day make the decision. Do I really want this stuff or was it in the moment that I thought I did? And so, but that's kind of after the fact. Like, I love that you're unsubscribing. So like, lead us not into temptation. I'm trying to hit pause to make sure that I am making a wise decision, but I didn't have to know that this crazy sale was going on in the first place and spend whatever
really
20
need
minutes
a pair
shopping.
Of red flip-flops?
Right? But they're $3.99.
Yeah, it's wild. I mean, this all connects. I'm having thoughts and flashbacks to, decluttering conversations and ways in which, the enemy, he's just so content to distract you. If he can pull you away from having your hunger satisfied in God, maybe he can't keep you there forever, but he can keep you there for this time.
Yep.
And then maybe next time, and then maybe the time after that. So even thinking, thank you, Lord, for revealing this to me in this moment.
Yeah.
But I don't want to be here again tomorrow afternoon or the next time someone treats me poorly. That's the whole abiding journey, is God revealing these truths to us and us actually being honest enough with ourselves and with him to see it for what it is. And then take some steps towards him.
So I think there's great learning when we're sitting on the beach and we're like, oh, I think I like use retail therapy. That's where I go to for my hunger. That's one part of the experience. So I feel like what took place yesterday for you, like going to it and then realizing, oh, hold up. I think that what's happening here is I'm going, hungering for something. I'm taking my hunger someplace that doesn't belong. So that's that next step. Like, I feel like that's the next step of learning and implementing. So like now it's going to be that much easier for you to catch it the next time because you've actually practiced it to that level this time. And so like, if somebody listening, kind of had a similar thing happen and you actually bought the pants, don't shame yourself because that's what the enemy wants. So, but recognize it. Recognize that that's what you did. And then I wonder if now that you've experienced it to that level and implemented it to that level, if even other areas that maybe you haven't even discovered yet that you're bringing your hunger to are going to start to be revealed. Because isn't that how God works? Like when he reveals a truth to us in one area and we get that aha moment and it's kind of like, okay, Lord, I want to really lean in. I want to learn from this. I want to grow. I want to turn to you for this. And then he's like, okay, here we go. We have more. I have some more freedom. And it is freedom. It's not God taking away the right for you to purchase. That's not it. It's the freedom that he has for us. That it's that sweet gift that we get to unwrap with him. And it's actually way more fulfilling than what we were going to. And so I don't want to say that as a fear, like, oh, God's going to take these things away. No, he's going to continue to set us free.
Yeah. I mean, the truth does set you free.
Yeah.
I don't want to live according to I don't want to believe in stuff that's not actually true. I mean, do you want to know what reality is? Or do you want to live in a fantasy world that is built on things that aren't even true? Like, I want to build my life on what the truth is. And that means that I need to be honest with God enough to be able to see what's true about me in my relationship with him too. So yeah,
Amen.
It's a beautiful thing to trust him enough. Oh, I was going to say about when you said, now that you've recognized that, I've been on this journey. I don't know if we've talked about this on the podcast, but for several months, the Lord has been inviting me to be curious. Have we talked about this?
I don't think so.
Okay. Just to be curious. So that's where this started for me. It was like, hang on, why do I want to buy the pants right now? It's a curiosity, right? Like I could have, if I wasn't curious, I would have just gone through the motions and, bought the pants and thought that was going to make me feel better or whatever. But yeah, I'm learning to be curious. He's inviting me to be curious in so many different ways, like curious about even people who historically, like they always, I know she's gonna blah, 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 because she always does. It's like, well, what would it look like for you to be curious instead of have it all figured out as if you actually do, right? And so that was what triggered hang on, why am I about to buy pants?
Do you know, now that you say that we have talked about that, but I don't know that you had as much clarity that's kind of what God was when we processed it the last time. And so how fun to see that God is showing you that this is kind of a new thinking and a new teaching. And what really interesting about that too is, Shawna, I would say you are somebody who is naturally curious in the context of like, when you're with somebody, you ask a lot of good questions. You want to know more about people. And so how interesting now that God is having you take that to that next step. And before you make a decision, before you as you move in something, for him to have you kind of hit pause and be curious. I love that.
Thank you for saying that. I'm really blessed and encouraged by what you just said.
Oh,
and I feel like it is an opportunity. What the Lord is making me curious in a lot of different ways, but one of the ways that I haven't maybe pressed into so much is to be curious about me.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Shawna, yes. That is huge. And that's not a selfish thing. That is a self-aware thing, right? I think we've maybe categorized that in the wrong way. too often, but that's beautiful. I love that clarification. So what a joy
So
this
good.
has been. Oh my goodness. Summer read, vacation read. I missed you too. And I can't wait to read this book, and then we can process it together.
Yay.
Yeah,
I'm reading the second one right now. So,
okay.
Yeah. Don't be surprised if there's a next one after this one.
Future podcast.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yay. Oh, I'm so excited that you have a vacation coming up too. And if you're listening right now and you just came out of a vacation, or you've got a vacation in front of you, what a sweet opportunity to dive in deeper with the Lord and to be curious with him about what he wants you to know. And so we pray that you're blessed, that you're restored, that you're refreshed, that you're feeling the sunshine on your face, not just, the SUN sunshine, but Jesus himself. Draw close enough to him this summer that you know what he had for lunch. And just remember that we love you. We love you. God loves you. We serve a real God, and he really loves you.